I've got one day in Mexico City, and I'm gonna waste it sitting in traffic. If only I knew how to get around to some of the best spots in Mexico City to take full advantage of my 24 hours without all this stupid traffic. I'm going to show you how to spend your 24 hours in Mexico City like a local with some of the best places to see and eat, and one place you should avoid like the plague. There are 4 free places that you have to see on your visit to Mexico City, and 2 places to eat without breaking the bank and without sitting in traffic. Why should you stick around to the end of this video? I'm going to show you one place that's very popular, but you should definitely avoid it. Hey, it's Sarah. I've lived in Mexico for 10 years, and I am your guide to authentic travel and experience in Mexico. Make sure you grab my Explore Mexico City cheat sheet down below. If you want to spend 24 hours in Mexico City like a local, you must see the Palacio de Bellas Artes, or the Palace of Fine Arts. It's very easy to get to, and it's free. Let's check it out. What can you do realistically in 24 hours in Mexico City? One of the criteria for today is it has to be walkable from this historic downtown area. Because you've got 24 hours here, I don't want you spending half of that time in traffic. You should be able to walk to all of the places I'm going to show you today within about 10 or 15 minutes. Let's see a little bit of Bellas Artes, the Palace of Fine Arts. Bellas Artes was completed and opened to the public in 1934. It was originally called the National Theater, or the Teatro Nacional, and it's an amazing structure of Italian and Mexican marble. That gives it some serious, like, old world Roman vibes, which is so cool. This is going to be amazing for your pictures. Bellas Artes has rotating exhibits and shows. For example, it has like the folkloric Mexican ballet. That part is not free, but there is a free portion of Bellas Artes where you can simply go in, explore, look around, and there's like a little mini exhibit off to the right-hand side that is free. There's also a miniature scale model of Bellas Artes, which is really cool. Tickets to the paid exhibits up on the upper levels of Bellas Artes are still very affordable at just 85 pesos. That comes in and at currently around $4.50 US dollars. And the hours are 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. Tuesday to Sunday. You don't really need to do the paid visit if you don't want to. You can really enjoy yourself just going in for free, looking around and having a look at the little free museum exhibit. Here's your first travel tip in general for Mexico. Most of the museums are closed on Mondays, so make sure you take that into account when you're making your travel plans. If you have a large bag or a backpack, you will be required to leave it in the paqueteria, which is all the way over to the left as you enter. This is standard practice in Mexico. Even when you're entering like a supermarket, they never allow you to walk in with a backpack or a large bag. I suppose this is security measures. So you'll just go to the paqueteria, leave your bag. Please remove your valuables and take those with you. And they'll give you some sort of a ticket. In this case, in Bellas Artes, it's like a necklace with a plastic thing. And then when you go to get your bag, you're going to exchange your ticket or plastic thing for your bag again. Would you like some Spanish classes to prepare for your trip to Mexico, or you just want Spanish classes in general? Check out SenorSarahsClassroom.com to book private lessons with a native teacher, or go down to the description box below and click on the link. After your visit to Bellas Artes, you might be getting a little hungry. The first cheap eats on your 24 hours in Mexico City like a local is Casa de Toño. La Casa de Toño is just a 5-minute walk from Bellas Artes. If you have Bellas Artes to your back, you're going to go straight ahead and to the left, not even 1 block, and you'll find Casa de Toño. let's jump into the streets of Mexico City and check it out.
So as you're walking on your way to Casa de Toño, you're going to pass something really cool that's worth a good photo op, and that is the gate to Chinatown. Chinatown's only a couple blocks, so you should pop in, take some pictures, buy some of those yummy steamed buns, and then after you get some photos, you're going to turn this way and go straight to Casa de Toño. It's a green sign. This is a chain restaurant, so there is more than one of them. Walk straight ahead, and it's right at the end of this little plaza here. You're going to pass the 7-Eleven, pass the Krispy Kreme, grab a donut, Keep on walking all the way to the end, and then you'll see Casa de Toño straight up here. I've sped this up just so we can get there a little quicker, but it's very, very quick. And they have the menu outside, actually, so you can look over everything. You can read the prices in advance. Keep in mind those are Mexican pesos.
We are at Casa de Toño just waiting to get in, and I just wanted to show you something really important. You get your ticket with your number on it. Mine's A32. You're supposed to also be able to see that on that TV. You see how it says 15? Not my turn yet. So you can also sit while you're waiting. There's always a wait at Casa de Toño. There's like never, you almost never just get in. Can you hear the? Maybe you can't. They're always announcing whose turn it is. They say turno. That's like turn. Turno 18, turno 19 is what they're saying. If you don't know the numbers, if you need a little help learning some of the numbers and getting used to the sounds, pop me a comment below. I would be happy to share that with you. I'm going to walk you through this so you don't need English. Tip for when it's time to actually get your ticket, you got to tell them how many people, all right? So she might say, ¿Para cuántas personas? ¿Para cuántas personas? For how many people? You can just say para uno, para dos, para cinco, para however many are in your party.
So this is just a quick overview of the restaurant. It's very clean, it's always busy, and it is a little bit loud, but it's still very nice to eat here. And the menus are also on the table, so you never have to ask for a menu. You always are going to know the prices. You'll have to write what you want on this slip of paper and indicate how many.
So I've ordered here at Casa de Toño. I got one flauta ahogada, that's a brown flauta, one sope, and one tostada. I wanted to show you all the different things. When they come and ask you too, they're going to say a lot of words all at once. So it's like con crema, with cream, con lechuga, with lettuce, con queso rallado, with shredded cheese. If they ask you all that at once, it's usually, that's all included. That's not like an extra order. So just so that you know how to order. So if you're confused on the Spanish, remember you can always check out our Spanish classes at senorasarasclassroom.com by going down into the description box or checking out the website here on the screen if you're a little confused about how to navigate to the description box. Casa de Toño, admittedly, is not the cheapest place that you're going to go, but I'm recommending this for you today because it's not going to get you sick. They're consistent and they're consistently good. I really like Casa de Toño. There are some YouTubers that kind of put Casa de Toño down. They say they really don't like it. I do. I sincerely like it. I've eaten here for years. I love Casa de Toño. The prices are still pretty good, and it takes a while to get in. Gracias. 1 second. Look at that already. Esto es el sope, tostada. Tostada and sope. Wow. That's a lot of food, guys. I don't know if I can do it all. So this is our sope, and that's our tostada, and I still have a flauta coming. Good thing I only ordered one of each, right? So this is what I mean. I just ordered like 2 minutes ago, and they're already getting my food out. So you might have to wait a bit in line, like maybe 20 or 30 minutes, sometimes more. But the food comes really, really fast, and it is consistently good.
Here we have a view of my sope, my agua de tamarindo, tamarind water, tostada, guacamole, and my flauta ahogada. I couldn't finish all of this, but boy, was it delicious. Definitely good. We also here at Casa de Toño have ordered some pozole today so that you can see. So pozole is a soup that has hominy, and you can get a variety of different kinds of meats. We have our resident Mexican expert here. Tú eres el experto mexicano. We're going to ask him, ¿qué tiene tradicionalmente el pozole?
Lleva maíz,
It usually has corn,
verduras como
vegetables
lechuga,
such as lettuce,
cebolla,
onion.
chile, rábanos,
Yeah, it has radishes, chili. It's a little bit spicy. Here you can see it.
tostadas,
Tostadas are these crunchy tortillas.
salsa,
Also, oregano is popular to put on it. You can. This is on the side. You choose. You can put in a little spicy salsa if you want. And
chile,
there's some more dried chilies. And there's different kinds of meat. La carne tradicionalmente que es...
Lemon.
Oh yeah, you gotta put in lime.
la carne es por lo regular de puerco, de cerdo, pork.
Okay. The meat is usually pork, but here at Casa de Toño you can get chicken, you can get a vegetable. I think you can also get a mushroom one, right? It said hongos. Let's see that. Flori hongos. That's like usually a squash flower and mushrooms. So you have all sorts of types of pozole, and there's different colors. Here at Casa de Toño it's red, rojo, but you can also get white pozole or green. So white would be blanco, green would be verde, and it's less common. It's only really in certain states, but it's my favorite. So that is pozole here at Casa de Toño. We will see you later. Bye. Hasta luego.
Do you want to learn about some of the most popular foods in Mexico without forgetting all the words? Make sure you grab my Explore Mexico City cheat sheet down in the description below. In this cheat sheet, among many other things, you're going to get a list of very popular foods in Mexico with Americanized explanations of what they are. The next must-see on your 24 hours in Mexico City like a local is Alameda Park, or Parque Alameda, conveniently located right outside Bellas Artes and right in front of the plaza where Casa de Toño is. This park is so nice, and if you come around, I think starting in January all the way up through early April, but really you should do March if you're trying to see this, you'll see the flowering jacaranda trees, and they are worth it. And also the weather is really nice at that time to visit. Parque Alameda was officially created in 1592, making it the oldest public park in the Americas. And it's free. We love free, right? Take your pictures at some of the fountains. There's so many fountains in Alameda of different Roman gods and goddesses. Stroll around Parque Alameda, enjoy the shade, have a leisurely walk, maybe sit down on some of the benches for a few minutes. You're probably going to need it because you're going to do a lot of walking today. Alameda is particularly beautiful if you can visit at night, when there are often lights of different colors in the fountains, making it look especially pretty. Are you getting hungry while you're walking through Alameda and maybe you're seeing some of the munchies that they're selling there? Don't buy those. They're like inflated double the price of what you would get elsewhere. If you're getting the munchies while you're walking through Parque Alameda, you can always go straight ahead across the street from Alameda with Bellas Artes to your back. And the whole street there where Casa de Toño is loaded with convenience stores, Starbucks, all kinds of places where you can grab a bottle of water, grab a snack. Even if you need maybe a little medicine, a little tummy upset, you can buy your things there. Remember, at the end of the video, we're going to review a place on this very same strip that you should definitely avoid.
Another must-see in Alameda Park is the monument to Benito Juarez. This is also a stop on the Turibus. This is part of the park, and it was constructed in 1910. A definite must-see.
Do you want to learn how to navigate the metro in Mexico City? Make sure you check out my ultimate guide to the metro in Mexico City after you watch this video. Maybe it's getting to be time for a little dessert. During your 24 hours in Mexico City, like a local, you must visit Don Porfirio Cafe in the Sears right in front of Bellas Artes. Just cross the street right in front of Bellas Artes and enter the Sears to find this hidden gem in Mexico City. Follow me. We're going to come around right in front of Bellas Artes. Sears. You're going to go into Sears. Con permiso, perdón, con permiso, excuse me. Okay, now I know this looks really counterintuitive. We're going to go into Sears. See at the back, behind where it says Philosophy Junior, we're going to the elevators in the back. So we're going up the escalators. We'll continue once we get there. Okay, we've made it. We're up the escalators, and you can already see the cafe out front. It's a little bit hard to find, but it's awesome, and you really want to get your seat along the bar. And if you don't get your seat along the bar, you can always kind of wait and hope that somebody moves. There's almost always a line here. And like I said, the coffee's fine. It's not my favorite in the world, but the view. So here we are. And we'll continue as soon as we get in here. Right now we're just waiting in line. Definitely worth a visit here. And it's a quick spot, so definitely worth it.
There is a variety of different pastries and breads, desserts, and coffee drinks, and also tea type drinks available at Don Porfirio Cafe. But honestly, I don't come for that. I come for the view. And as we can see, the outdoor seating here, this is the only seating outside. And if you wait patiently and ask several times, you can get the waiters to help you get a seat here at the bar, which is really where you want to sit to get that view. And this is the view that I'm talking about. It's an unparalleled view of Bellas Artes, and if you can get in there at night, right before closing, I strongly recommend it. It is amazing. Here you can see a shot of what I got, a chocolate brownie and latte, and I made a friend while I was in the cafe. She got the fruit tart and a coffee. So there's a couple options that you can get for dessert.
Do you want a local bilingual guide for your trip to Mexico City? Visit senorasarasclassroom.com for tour packages and interpreting services. Or you can always click the link in the description below. After dessert, during your 24 hours in Mexico City like a local, you must pop over to the Palacio Postal, the Post Palace. If you're wondering why it's called the Post Palace, just hang on for a second and you're going to see why. The Palacio Postal was built in 1902 and entry is absolutely free. It is still a functioning post office and you can just enter and walk around at your leisure as you please, taking pictures. You could send a letter if you really wanted to. And there's always little exhibits for free that you can just walk in and see all around. You cannot tour the entire building without actually booking a tour. Here is the website, and I'll also put it in the description box for you to be able to book a tour for the Palacio Postal. I personally have not done this yet. It is on my list of things to do, and I'm having a little bit of trouble with the website, but that might just be because currently for me we're around the Christmas holiday, and so maybe the dates are just blocked off because they're off work. I am not sure if the tours are in English and Spanish or just in Spanish. There are signs in the Palacio Postal itself in English telling you to book your tours at this particular website, but that doesn't mean that they actually offer English tours. I understand from my research that the tour of the Palacio Postal is absolutely free, but like I said, I haven't personally done it quite yet, so I'm not 100% sure on that. Regardless, you do not need a tour to enter and enjoy the beauty of the Palacio Postal. And it's on the way to our next stop, so you might as well pop in and get some pictures. Stay tuned for my future video about that guided tour through the Palacio Postal. Or if you're watching this at a later time, maybe I've already got that video up. The tour bus drives right by the Palacio Postal. Is that tour bus worth your time, or should you skip it? Check out my video about the Touribus, the tour bus, right after you watch this one to find out.
Finally, on your 24 hours in Mexico City, you must visit Zocalo, the national square. Zocalo is described as the country's cultural, political, and historical nucleus, and it is absolutely dripping with Mexican history. From the presidential palace to the national cathedral to the ruins of the ancient Aztec temple, you have got to visit Zocalo. It is buzzing with activity all year round. Zocalo is about a 20-minute walk from the Palacio Postal, so let's jump into the streets of Mexico City to see some of the sights on the way. Zocalo is the national square, and it's going to be loud. They've got looks like an Aztec dance thing happening here. Here we have the presidential palace, which you do need a guided tour for, but it is completely free if you want to book that. And we're just walking around Zocalo, enjoying some of the architecture, some of these old buildings. It is truly amazing. One word of caution about Zocalo: please avoid all of the restaurants on the roofs of these places, the terrazas. They are notorious for scamming people. So just don't go to the restaurants here at Zocalo. Go where I told you, Casa de Toño, and you will be very happy.
Would you like a review of a specific place in Zocalo, like the Presidential Palace or the Aztec Temple Museum? Leave a comment below and I might be able to do one. One place you should definitely avoid on your 24 hours in Mexico City like a local is Sanborn's Cafe. At least you should avoid the one that's right in front of the Hemicycle to Benito Juarez, in front of Parque Alameda. Unless, of course, you want salmonella. Sanborn's is a bit of a legend in Mexico. It was established in 1903 and has about 190 branches in the country to date. Rumor has it that they even invented enchiladas suizas, which is an absolutely delicious dish. So you might be wondering, what could possibly be so bad about Sanborn's Cafe? Number one, the food is way overpriced considering local prices. I find that the prices are all about the hype and not about the quality of the food. We'll get to the salmonella in a second. Now, of course, this varies from branch to branch, but you're probably going to pay about 250 pesos for your food, which is excessive considering the kind of food that you're getting. This is not an upscale restaurant. This is a very basic place where you'll get it's a cafe. I mean, you're getting a salad, a burger, that kind of thing. The second problem with Sanborn's Alameda, we're going to call it, is the service is terrible. And I have heard reports from other friends that it's not only this particular Sanborn's. The waitresses are always angry, they look mad, they look mean, and they always act like they're doing you a favor. I'm sorry, but I don't think that's appropriate for any sort of restaurant. And finally, let's talk about the salmonella. My last experience in Sanborn's Cafe, I was served raw chicken. I am not kidding. I ate most of it. It was a breaded chicken, and I couldn't see that it was raw. And then I saw it was raw when I was about halfway through. To add insult to injury, it took them an hour to give me raw chicken. I waited an hour for my food, and I got raw chicken. And my husband was served cold pozole. Later, I checked the reviews of the restaurant, that particular branch, and I saw that many people said that they got salmonella poisoning from that particular Sanborn's. Now, the big $1 million question, did I get salmonella? No. I must have eaten the cooked portion of my chicken. Thankfully, I did not get sick, but I was definitely served raw chicken. You will be tempted to go to Sanborn's because the location is fantastic and the view is great. It's the second floor or higher, right in front of Alameda Park, right in front of the hemicycle to Benito Juarez, and so the view is beautiful. But that is a problem I find with many restaurants in Mexico. Here's a warning for you. If you notice that a restaurant in Mexico is famed for having a fantastic view, or maybe for just being really old and established 100 years ago, like Sanborn's, then this probably means it doesn't have good food. I can't say that's the case for every single restaurant that fits this criteria, but a lot of the times I've seen that to be true. The restaurant, I don't know what happens, but it seems like they're leaning into their view to the point where they think they don't need to serve good food or even cooked food. Do you want regular tips and updates regarding Mexico City life and travel? Make sure you follow me on Instagram at senora.sarah. Now you know what to do in Mexico City in 24 hours for super cheap and what you should definitely skip. Give me a like, subscribe, and comment, and make sure you binge watch my other videos about Mexico City. Nos vemos!